Hey guys, how you doing? Message coming through pretty strongly this evening, and it's the importance of staying in your channel. Now, platforms like this, like YouTube and other social media, is great, right? It gives us an opportunity to connect on an energetic level, on a telepathic level with each other, and to share our experiences and to have access to companionship when some of us don't have that opportunity in our physical lives. So it can be a very beautiful thing, and it has been in my life. And yet, at the same time, we can find ourselves, and I do this from time to time, getting lost in someone else's channel, in someone else's resonance, because of these very nuanced, unconscious parts of ourselves. So whenever we find ourselves doing this, it's always an opportunity for us to clear more of these, again, very subtle, unconscious fragments of ourselves, to investigate and to clear why we were a match to going down that path. And again, there's nothing wrong with this. It's the natural process of fully trusting yourself again and your resonance again. But oftentimes when we find ourselves gravitating towards someone else's channel in an unaligned, disempowered state, it's one of a few things. Number one, it can be because we're perpetuating an old pattern. I did this a lot. I'm much better at it now, but even like 6 months, a year ago, I would often perpetuate the pattern of being hard on myself by following certain channels on Instagram, by checking this Breatharian's page, who, again, there's a lot that I actually am in resonance with which he talks about. But at the same time, the tone, the resonance, the flavor of how he talks about it is not me. The judgment of eating certain foods, the judgment of drinking caffeine, the judgment of, not always drinking green juices, right? I got caught up in that a lot a year ago as well, with like these kind of like green juice communities. And again, there's nothing wrong with these things, and a lot of the times there are certain aspects that I'm very high in alignment with. But again, it's all energy, right? It's all becoming aware of why am I going and checking this out? Is it because I just kind of want the companionship, or is it because there's a part of me that doesn't actually trust my process yet? Is there a part of me that still needs to love the aspects of me that has dense food sometimes, that has cappuccinos still, that has, these non green foods, right? Meat at times. I still have meat occasionally, because when I tried to be vegan for like 3 months, the limiting energy, the restriction energy was much worse for my health than no meat at all. And at that time I ate a lot of the denser vegan foods anyways, which kind of did the same thing as meat, really kind of grounds you down into the body. But so there's that. There's this perpetuation of these being hard on yourself paradigms through other people's channels, and we can let that go. And then there's also this pattern that, again, I find myself in at times. Anything I talk about, I've personally gone through it, of because it's so-and-so, because it's Matt Kahn, because it's Teal Swan, because they have this many followers, because their net worth is this high, I'm going to go against my resonance, go against my truth, and trust them over me, even if it doesn't feel right. And there's a lot of people in the spiritual community that have this notion of, if you're triggered by something, or if something doesn't resonate with you and kind of jolts you, that, oh, then you must have something else to clear because it's triggering you. But I actually disagree. If someone says something that is a positive change that you get to make in your life, it's still going to feel uplifting in your body. It's still going to feel like, oh yeah, like yes, I'm going to do that. I'm on the road to that, versus this heaviness of, oh, because, so-and-so who's prominent, is doing it this way, or says this is the way it is, or this is their paradigm, this is their resonance, then it must be mine too. I actually have experienced this very recently through a prominent teacher in the spiritual field, and it's really getting me to look at the small fragments of me that don't trust my uniqueness here. That it's okay that I resonate with 80% of what someone else says, but there's 20% that I don't. And that's okay, and it's just as valid in my life as it is for this person's life. Perhaps I'm not supposed to manage my health or my money or resources in the same way that this person is doing it. We're really being called, the universe is really asking us to let go of putting anyone on a pedestal, of putting anyone above what resonates with you, putting anyone above yourself, your highest. Because what that's doing when you're going into someone's channel, just because they're prominent, just because we've deemed them prominent, just because you resonate with 99% of what they say, you're just perpetuating putting perhaps teachers that you had when you were very young on a pedestal, or your parents, or doctors, or any other authority figures on a pedestal, but it's just flipped. It's just the spiritual ego version of what many of us have done and outgrown in the past. So it's challenging at times, but it's very important that we start doing this, that we start trusting ourselves and our own resonance and our own knowingness. Because once you really start doing that and realizing and remembering who you are, and remembering that you can trust, remembering that, oh, it's okay, it's divine actually that I'm doing it this way, that's when you start anchoring in your own new earth, paradise, universe. Your universe, your world. If you're constantly needing to fact check yourself of, well, wait a minute. Again, I love Matt Kahn, but Matt Kahn's doing it this way, or again, so-and-so is doing it this way, so I wait a minute, I have to alter myself. That's what we're being asked to let go of. God love all the other teachers. God love everyone who I mentioned in this video who is serving humanity at a very high level. But again, so are you. And that's the message for today. Thank you guys. If you feel called to donate, there's links in my description of this video, and be gentle with yourself. I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Take care. Have a great night. Peace.